Okay, Coach, well, it wouldn't be Florida without this. A heavy tropical rainstorm coming down just prior to kickoff here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the San Francisco 49ers. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Ready? Black 25 behind.
Mike's 56. I got you, punk.
Let's go.
The second-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Way to go.
Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Only one way to describe Ronald Jones' rookie season with Tampa Bay, and that's disappointing. Drafted to be their lead runner, just 23 carries on a team that ranked 29th in the NFL in rushing.
On 1st and 10, Winston. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
39-yard line.
Ready? Black, what is that?
Mike.
Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist.
Twist, twist.
Twist, twist. Come on. Check 20 Sunday.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. Now, this series between the 49ers and the Bucs began back in 1977 in Tampa Bay's second year in the NFL. It's been a series that the 49ers have dominated, 17-7 overall, although Tampa has won the last 2 meetings. Winston from the gun on 3rd down, eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. On the return is Pettis. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter 1 of the new year. We'll be back.
Here we go,
Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Twist, twist. Stay hot. Stay hot.
Now a man who really stepped up last year. This is Matt Breida. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Here we go. 180.
Check. 45 to Mike.
And we got to get to the ball, team. 21. Converge. Check 3. Hot.
On 1st down, Garoppolo. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. That's going to go down as a loss of 9 on the first down play.
How did he do that? How did he do it? I mean, in this type of weather, it's not just catching it, it's seeing it coming towards it. Maybe that's why he ended up having to go one-handed, but boy, what a catch.
That was a spectacular one-handed grab. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. But now it'll be third down.
Here we go,
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for fourth.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Good field position to start the drive after the missed field goal. Here's first down from the 42. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Wait. Here we go, Here we go. Come again.
Winston.
Here I come again.
It's caught by Mike Evans. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Squeeze. Let me go.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Winston connecting with Howard. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. First down Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Flip. 31 yards. Right there.
From the gun, Winston.
Watch the run.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. DeForest Buckner with a sack, the former number 7 overall pick.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
On second down now. It's Jones.
Get there.
They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
You don't want no problems with me.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draw.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D Ford with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. That'll go for only 17 yards on the punt, and the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time? Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up.
Here we go. Wait, 80!
Watch the screen.
On second down, a run with Breida. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Matt Breida out of Georgia Southern now in his 3rd year in a 49er uniform. He was tough to keep off the field last year. Very good yards per carry, 5.3 on 153 attempts. Good for over 800 yards rushing. Once again, they run with Breida on first down.
Check.
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, 65 yards, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. After a fairly uneventful first quarter, that last play, that'll make a few highlight clips.
It certainly will, and you're exactly right. The first quarter almost felt like a feeling out process, didn't it? Both teams, okay, what are we going to do? Looks like they ramped things up just a little bit to start the second quarter.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Jameis to throw it. He finds his tight end Howard. That's complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. On play action, Winston.
And with the Buccaneers' new coaching staff, you have to figure they're going to want to use O.J. Howard a little bit more this season. 34 catches, 565 yards last year, but that was in only 10 games. 6'6", 251, and can run. Find a way to get him the ball as they just did there.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Anderson. And an alley to run. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. First time into the red zone for the Buccaneers. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. At the 8-yard line. On 2nd and 7, Winston. And Brait, the tight end's got it. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
To throw, Winston. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And it bangs off the right upright, no good.
Let's go,
and this
boys,
score will stay right where it is. So we've seen these be tricky from time to time. You know, you've almost got to cut the ball to make it go through. And this time he cut it a little too much, and he sliced it.
Yeah, and he'll tell you, no excuses on this one. It's a kick every NFL kicker should be able to make in his sleep. But your word was definitely correct. He sliced that one, and he'll miss it wide to the right.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
That's it.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Garoppolo gives to Breida, and he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Taking it about the 16. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
On second down, Winston again. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now after the holding call, here's second and 20.
Mike 54.
I'm here all day.
To throw is Winston. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
This will be taken at the 10. Sheds a second man.
He's building up some momentum, isn't he?
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, are you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 in his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Second and 10 now from the 27. Off the play fake, Winston. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
He's got Evans.
Let's go.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
On 2nd and 12, Winston. It's hauled in by Doxson. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
Let's go, fellas.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got?
Working out of the gun, Winston. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Ronald Jones as the first half is winding down as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Here we go.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, I'm coming after you.
Lock.
Check safety. Watch twist.
We had
45's the mic.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. They'll set up a screen for Breida.
Yeah, baby.
So we're at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
All day, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have a chance to break our tie here if we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half.
Here we go.
What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
12.
Back.
Go ahead.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is taken at the 23. A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Ready.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do in the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Throwing on 2nd down. Winston. He finds his target. It's Evans. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
Get ready.
13 yards on the play. That's good for the Buccaneers. First down. First and 10.
Winston now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a first and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab.
We got this.
A big pickup there, 18 yards and a Buccaneer first.
Okay, it's time for me to break out my thesaurus for that one. And I don't have anything. That was amazing. One-handed in this weather. I mean, you know the ball's got to be slick. But be able to catch it and come down with it. What do they call that? The process of the catch? He completed it all the way through. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage. Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you want, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go. Let's do this.
The Niners take over first and 10.
Here we go, here we go,
The
here we go.
49er offense set to get this drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Second and 6, just inside the 30. On second down, it's Coleman. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Garoppolo looks to throw. Completes it to Samuel. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Garoppolo on the draw to Coleman. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now Garoppolo. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 43. Samuel, the 36 overall pick in last year's draft. Played his college ball in South Carolina. Really good senior campaign. 62 catches, 882 yards, and also threw in 11 touchdowns. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Matt Breida. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Gold with the extra point, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space.
56. I got you. I got you.
They'll run on first down. Jones. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
65.
Play action now. Winston. His throw incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you. Normally, you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Complete. He finds Braid. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 34-yard line. Jameis now perfect since the second half started. 7-7. It's 1st and 10. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart.
Here we go.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 11. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Here we go.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Oh, here we go. Oh.
Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. That'll be complete to Breida. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 15 for the Niners there and a 1st down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Here we go.
Levante David in on the tackle.
D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Garoppolo. And this is Selleck here with a grab. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Some good games around the league here early in Week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
On 1st down, here's Breida.
Get there.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
You got it.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, pulled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Here we go.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Right back to Coleman here on first down. He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, alert! 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 Check 52. 12, fellas. Here we go. Set hunt. Set hunt.
Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. On the screen, this is Coleman. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That one good for 37 yards.
21.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Breida. And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Matt Breida with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14.
Buccaneers 14. Robbie Gould.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Their own 23-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Winston. And this is caught by Evans. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Ready.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Winston. Escaping the pressure right. And he finds Howard complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward.
Get out of here, man.
Ready. Sack. What about the hot sticks?
Blue Dan.
Again, it's Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Mike 54.
On 3rd down, Winston. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 42. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a 1-score game.
Here we go.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their... And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
That's how we do it,
Exactly
baby.
what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Right there. 54.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Figuring they're going for it on 4th down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are.
He's coming, double up.
A handoff to Breida to begin the drive. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Well, the opportunity squashed. They'll begin the drive with Breida. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They're going to run the sweep. It's Samuel.
Get it.
And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with exactly 1 minute to go in the football game.
At the 41-yard line.
Here we go.
Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
He's not going to get me. Slam. White.
They run with Breida. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Instead of the first, they'll have to go backwards for another 2nd down try.
So if there is a silver lining, though, it stays 2nd down, and they still have an opportunity to pick up a 1st down before they have to start their downs over again.
Here we go. 180. Check 21. Here we go. Man, that's trash.
They go counter with Breida. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. Second down. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Here we go,
So
here we go,
after
here
the
we go.
run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Check, 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 check.
Check, check. Fresno, Fresno, Fresno. Switch, switch. Hey.
Two.
They run again with Breida.
Run. I got him.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just
Here we
as
go.
good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate. I do get a kick out of seeing a team kneel down at the end of the game in victory formation and wrap one up, because most of the time a kneel down is not a good thing in football. In this case, it's the best thing for the team that's winning.
Best thing week 1 and 1-0 after going down to that knee. So the victory here for San Francisco. And partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. But now I'm listening to you. So for the 49ers, it was a hard-fought game, and they'll exit 1-0 as they win by a touchdown. And they'll have another road date next week with the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.